Hello everyone, I'm Farmer Sim and welcome back to Zielonka. Now this is episode 6 of the Let's Play series, so I hope you're all doing very well and having a nice day. So I've got up nice and early today because it's all about the red beets. They're ready to come out the ground, they're ready to harvest, so I have, as I said, got up nice and early because I have a funny feeling that this is going to take me a very long time. Having never used this particular machine before, the box harvester, I have no idea how it behaves. I don't even know if it's going to work properly with courseplay. I have no idea if the drivers automatically drop the box and just carry on and just keep dropping boxes as they go, giving me the job of moving them out of the way as the tractor progresses around the field. I really don't know. So with that in mind, I don't know how well it's going to go in respect of putting the whole job into a bit of a cinematic. I'm going to try my best. I can't promise anything yet because I haven't done anything with it yet. But I suppose in the next few minutes, you'll either see a fade in and out and no cinematic, or you will see a cinematic. We will see. But aside from that, I've also taken on a couple of contracts. As you can see at the top there, Field 12 is a baling contract. We've borrowed the equipment to do that job, and that is paying just over £8,000, so I couldn't turn that down. It's not a particularly big field either. If I pop into the map PDA, we are over here on the left-hand side of the map, so it's not a particularly big field. So yeah, we're going to crack on with that a bit later on, and we also have a cultivating contract up in Field 46 here. So we're going to crack on with that as well. Get a bit of extra money in the bank. The cultivating contract is paying just over, I think it's £2.5 grand, I think. So we're looking at north of 10 grand for those two contracts. So that's a sum of money that I just can't turn down. So we're going to crack on with those a bit later on. The fields that we drilled in the last episode are coming on very well. We've got wheat, barley, and canola. The canola over here is looking lovely, as is the wheat and barley in the other two fields. And we've got more canola in the big field over there beyond the trees. So yeah, so far so good. I do need to run a weeder in this field as well, I think. It says it. It says it there, but not there. Or maybe that's a... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it does seem to be all over the place, doesn't it? So I think, yeah, for the purposes of trying to get as much yield as possible out of this field, I may have to lease a weeder. But I think that's the only field that we've got that message in. Doesn't say it over here. No. If we just take a quick sprint over to the barley field, I'm almost certain that that doesn't have it either. So we have got a small amount of eggs there. What have we got there? 21 pieces of eggs. Okay. Yeah, no, we're all right. So yeah, I might have to, like I say, just lease a weeder very quickly at some point, maybe this month, just to remove that message from that field. But either way, we've got the box harvester hooked up to the Fiat, ready to rock and roll. We've got that loose crate that we had parked outside the shed there, hooked up to it, and we've got the IMT and the flatbed trailer ready to take on some boxes of red beets when they're ready. Now, regarding the red beets, I know I might have mentioned in one of the last episodes that initially my initial thoughts are that I was just going to get rid of them, but I'm not going to do that right away because they're almost at their rock bottom price. If we jump into the where are we? There we go. Yeah. So red beets at the minute. We're in October. The best price we can get, as you can see there, is 96 quid if we sell them to Erlengrat, which I think is the train area, sending things off on the train. But I don't think that would be a very good idea. I think I may as well just hold on to them for 2 or 3 months, so we can get the top price of £162 per 1,000 litres. As I say, I've got no idea on what we're going to get out of the field. The field is exactly as the game has given it to us. We've done no field prep. There's been no increase in nitrogen or lime or anything like that. So the estimated yield is, I think it's in the 80s, I think, at the minute. Let's just go and have a quick peek. Oh, 74% there in the sandy loam. I'm sure there is somewhere on the field over here that said something about 80. But either way, it's not great, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I do have crop destruction turned on, and I noticed that when I did touch a wheel into the field earlier in the series, and maybe the last episode, it might have been off camera, it did destroy the crop, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to get anything spread and top up the nitrogen and pH values. So again, as I say, it is what it is. We will just do our best to get what we can out of the field into the boxes, we'll get the boxes onto the flatbed, and we're going to stack those boxes into the shed there just for a couple of months and sell them at the right time, as it were. So, no time like the present. As I say, it's first thing in the morning. Let's just increase that time. I just stopped time for a minute or two while I just prepped the place. Yeah, let's jump into the Fiat. It just fits. It's quite a tight thing, this, but it just fits this. That's why I've picked the Fiat, because I think the IMT is slightly wider, and I think the wheels would have been rubbing up on the harvesting chute, if you want to call it that. Right, anyway, so, as I say, I'm going to get this, I'm going to do my best anyway, to put this into some kind of cinematic horseplay type affair. I think I'm going to try... I'm trying to think what's going to be the best way to do this. I think I'm going to have to do this in essentially many, many headlands. Because again, I don't want to try and keep as much realism down as possible. I'm going to have to, because the feed chute is on the right hand side of the tractor, I'd like to keep the harvesting crop to the right hand side of the tractor. So essentially I'm just going to have to go round and round and round with as many headlands as possible. And see what goes from there. So, as I said before, hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, the next few minutes of this video will be some form of cinematic, but until I have established how this thing works and whether it's going to be problematic or not, I'm not too sure. So, either way, I shall see you all as soon as physically possible. Well, there we go. I'm now about 5 hours older than I was before. That has taken quite a long time. Just under 5 hours to be precise. But it's done. Thankfully. Completely. Every single red beet is out the ground and we've got one crate left. Now, one good thing that has come from this, aside from the fact that in a few minutes time I'm going to give this a clean up and go and sell it immediately at the shop because I ain't having anything more to do with these things. Yeah, one good thing that has come from this that I didn't know was going to happen if you have a quick peek to the top right there, you'll see we're now sat at £57,551. When we started this job, we were at 47,667. Now, I've done nothing in the last few hours aside from harvest the beets, pick up the boxes, but what I have done, instead of doing what I thought I was going to have to do, which was going to be stacking them as boxes in one of the sheds to wait until January time to sell the red beets, what I realised I could do was I could put each of the boxes into the silo. But what happens is, when you unload the boxes from here into the silo, you then get money back from the boxes. Now you have to buy the boxes in the first place, so again, if I show you here, jump into the machine. I'm not going to buy another one, but if I go to the option to say buy new boxes, there we go. It says, do you want to buy one for £130? Now ordinarily you'd say yes and carry on, but in this case I don't, because we're done. But each box is 130 quid. Now when I jump in here and take this last one over to our silo, I'm assuming this same thing will probably happen as well if you take them to a sell point, but it was just a nice surprise. Essentially, you make £100 on each box. I don't know if that's a mistake, or whether you're meant to do that, or, you know, it's fine with me. But if you just, there we go. That's the red beets going into the silo. And then, boom, £230 for the box. Even though each one has cost us 130. So, across that whole job, I'll just show you what we've got now. Quantity-wise, red beet, we're at 200,666 litres. So essentially, that's, give or take a bit, that's 100 boxes. So we've made 9,000, give or take us a couple of quid, £9,900 just from buying the boxes and then them disappearing as we tip the product into the silo. So that was quite a nice surprise. That's the long and short of that waffle. Yeah. So we're now at £57,781. So we've made more money doing that than we're going to make from the baling contract that we're just about to do shortly. Which is pretty cool. But, as I said, this job is now done. All the red beets are now out the ground. I'm definitely not going to be doing any more of them. Not for a long time, anyway. I'm glad I've done them. I do hope that the cinematic that I've thrown together, I know I said this last time as well, didn't I? When it came to the vegetables. I hope the cinematic came out even remotely okay. I was very limited to what footage I could make from it, just because of the fact that running this particular harvester, I had to keep stopping and interacting with it every time the box filled up, so you had to manually release the box from the harvester and then pop a new one in, and then send the CORSAIR driver on his way again. Hence why in almost every clip in that cinematic there was probably a different driver, because every time you set CORSAIR off you get a different driver. It was just getting too laborious to want to try and keep stopping and starting to have the same driver appear behind the steering wheel, just for the sake of you know, consistency and all that. Anyway, we're done. So we're going to go and take this over to the shop. We're going to give it a clean up. We're going to repair it and get as much back as we can for it. I think at the minute it's worth about £29,000 because it's got. I'm not exactly sure how many work hours it's got on it. We'll find out in a few minutes. But yes, good riddance, I say, for the time being. Anyway, I did. I've had a bit of this as well today, doing this job. This machine was digging into the ground, and the tractor was going a bit wonky now and again. It was a bit strange. But, yeah, I did toy with the idea halfway through that job of considering leasing out one of the really big harvesters. Here's the machinery we've got set aside for doing the baling job. Obviously, we've had to borrow that stuff. But yeah, I did toy with the idea of leasing out one of the really, really big pieces of machinery. It's Mark Thor's mod pack that I have installed. Let's lower that down. Disconnect it. There we go. Right, so I'm going to get this lot cleaned up. I'll go and see what they're prepared to offer me, and I'll see you shortly. Right, all done. They're giving it a wash off for us and the tractor as well. They gave me £31,733 for that, so that'll do for me. So we're now sat at a reasonably healthy 89,514. So that's better than we had before anyway. We started today's game with 47 grand. We're now at 89, so that's going to do for me. We've still got quite a bit now in the silo. We have, if I just pop into our time-saving stock check thing there, we've got 200,666 litres. So at its best, that's worth just under 37,500. So that's all right. We do have some straw in there, which is obviously for the cows that when they arrive. We've got the grass there as well. The eggs aren't worth much, and we've got a tiny bit of cereal crops here that we'll probably get rid of at some point. But for now, we'll hold on to all that. So at the minute, we've actually got 71 grand's worth of stuff in the silo. So yeah, that's all right. That'll do. But we're now going to crack on with these two contracts. So I think what I'm going to do, I need to connect up both of the fields that we're about to work in, field 12 and field 46. I need to connect those up to the auto drive network, as I like to do when I take on a contract for a field I've not been in before. And we've got this. I've never used one of these before. This Rigitrack machine. This is for the baling contract. So we're going to run this with the windrower. Now this is a windrow that I don't tend to. This type of windrow I don't tend to use very often, which is one that sets an offset row, so to speak. So I think, judging by the way this looks like it's going to fold out, it sets the windrow off to the left-hand side of the machine. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this particular job done off camera, get the mowing, rowing, baling and wrapping and whatnot sorted. And I'm not actually going to bother using these two pieces of machinery that we've been lent to do the job. I'm going to get all the bales sorted and wrapped, and then I'm going to come back with the IMT in my flatbed and just pop all the bales onto the flatbed trailer and take them all, hopefully in one hit, over to the sell point that I've got to take them to. I think it's the animal dealer I've got to take these particular bales to. So I need to get that one hooked into the auto drive network as well. It's not a very big field, as I say, so I'm not expecting to have too many bales. So I'm hoping my little trailer should be able to cope with what we get out of this job. So anyway, as I say, I shall. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a few things off camera now, get all this stuff wired into the auto drive network, crack on with this baling contract, and then I think I'm going to throw the cultivating contract in field 46 into a bit of a cinematic. And so I shall pick you all up essentially when we've got both these jobs done, and we'll be about ready to turn stuff in and hopefully have a bit of money left in the bank. More money, sorry. And then we'll see where that money's going to take us, because as I say, I've been very keen to get a cow barn placed down. So we'll see you all as soon as possible. Check this out. On my way to doing a bit of auto drive wiring in, we've got a football pitch over here, and you can kick the ball and score a goal. That's amazing. That's really cool. I was hoping I might get some money for scoring a goal then, but clearly not. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that. I had no idea this was even here, even though it's quite clearly laid out on the map there, I must admit. I hadn't even spotted that. Brilliant. Anyway, farming. Carry on. And now I am getting distracted by all sorts. I knew there was collectibles on this map, and I just assumed wrongfully that I was meant to be looking out for those colourful wooden toys. But it appears not. I found this. It appears to be some kind of golden apple. So yes, having that one. £5,000. Goodness me, that'll do. It's not, again, I was expecting them to be about £1 each. But hey, guess I'm keeping my eye out for shiny gold things now. Excellent. We're almost at 100 grand, peeps. Right. Stop it, Farm Sim. Let's get on with farming. I've just abandoned my tractors and let it roll across the road here. Sorry, everyone. Right. Now I shall crack on with doing what I want to. Oh, you see, look at that. There's another one. There they are. Oh, I tell you what. That's awesome. Like a magpie to a shiny thing on top. Right. Now I am going to crack on. Right, that's the baling contract done. We made £2,409 on top of the contract wage that we haven't turned in yet, because I'm going to do that when we've done this cultivating contract over in Field 46, which is just over the road from where we were taking the bales, actually, funnily enough. But as it happens, as I've been driving around, now that I know what I'm looking for, something that's bright and shiny gold, I've actually found, in total, I've found 5 of those collectibles. So we're now sat at 116,924 quid, which is brilliant. There's only 50 on this map, and when I see them, I will pick them up. As I say, there was one literally at the shop there that I'd been walking past several times, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, as I say, now that I know what I'm looking for, they're kind of quite easy to spot when you're nearby. Either way, we're going to get ourselves over to Field 46, get this cultivating contract done, and I'm going to throw this into a bit of a cinematic, like I said I was going to do before, so I shall see you all ASAP. Right, that's both the contracts finished now. So I think it's time to turn them both in, and get some money in, eh? So let's get into the correct menus first, shall we? This one here, there we go. So 8, 9, 10, 10,761 looks like. Boom, boom. Look at the menus. There we go. £127,541. Excellent. Just what we wanted. So that does now give me a bit of option in front of me. It does mean I can strongly consider, if not do, my little cow barn construction-y type thing that I've been thinking of doing. The last week or so I have been keeping my eye out on the mod hub for some nice suitable cow barns. I did have one in mind, and I did mention it a couple of episodes ago, and saying that some of you of a keen eye might recognise the one I had in mind anyway from a particularly long-running YouTube series with Farming Simulator. The one I had in mind was actually from Scroft's Farmhand series when he was back at Calmsden, and I'm still contemplating that, but I have found one that I personally think is actually a bit more. It's actually a bit better, or a bit more suited to this area. Sorry, it's not better. It's, you know, it's just a bit more suited to this area visually. I found it on the mod hub a couple of days ago. Yeah, and it really quite tickled me fancy. It's a couple of quid more. It's exactly £100,000 if I remember correctly, but it does hold more cows. It does have an external pasture, because that was one of the limitations I was putting on myself, is that whatever cow barn I found for this particular project, if you can call it that, for this area, the trees area that we've got over there, I did want it to have some kind of external pasture as well. And as I say, the one I've found now, the one I do really quite like the look of, and quite fancy doing and placing down, has some kind of an external pasture. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do, I feel. So we're going to get this back to the farm. We're going to tuck it away, tuck the cultivator away in the shed, pop the tractor away as well, because I don't think we're going to... Although, no, actually, we're going to need the tractor and the trailer, aren't we? Because we're going to be felling a couple of trees, chopping them up into manageable chunks, and sticking them on the flatbed and taking them off to somewhere, sawmill, I think, or something like that. So, yeah, that's the idea. Right, so I'm going to crack on. Let's get this thing tidied away neatly first. But yeah, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to do a bit of construction work, as it were. Do a bit of landscaping. And I shall pick you all up in a wee while, hopefully. Well, no doubt when we've got a little bit less money, but we have something to be proud of. A cow barn, and a cow area, as it were. So, there we go. Let's disconnect that, drop that down. Excellent stuff. So for now, I think we'll just turn that off. Yeah, and I shall see you in a wee while. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my new cow barn. There it is, settled nicely in between the trees. It's taken me a wee while just to get it positioned how I wanted it, and get the trees out the way and take them back into... We just took them around there to that biomass heating plant thing that's just there on the corner of our lane. And we got, in total, from the trees that we felled, we got 5,518 quid, so that'll do. But here we are. I now have 10 cows. Welcome everyone to my cows. Here we are. So I've topped them up with straw. As you know, we had a backlog of straw and grass over in the silo, so I've given them a full... well, I've filled this place full of straw. And there we go. Well, almost full. 73,200 litres of a possible 80,000. And I've put a small amount of grass in here just to keep them fed for now. But yeah, female heifers, all sorted. But yeah, I'm going to show you around this cow barn because I think it's absolutely amazing. Forgive me, I need to get the details of the modder who made this. I should have written this down before I recorded this segment, shouldn't I? And I have also placed down this another manure pit here, which is connected to here, to give us a little bit of manure for the future. But yeah, I just love the way this cow barn looks. It's so authentic. It looks really cool. And it's got loads of little rooms and stuff. I'm not too sure exactly what I can do with everything, all the little spaces that it's got yet. Obviously, there's not much I can get in here machine-wise, but you can store stuff in here if you wanted to. Little bales and stuff, maybe. But yeah, the place it's just really cool. I really like it. And you've got this little area here. I suppose a little workshop-y type of place. With opening and closing doors. Let's go close that door, actually. There we go. Put it. There we go, yeah. And here's our little milk area, so we can pick up milk if we needed to. Now, at the minute, I have just activated the automatic milk sale mod for now, just to help me get a bit of daily income, or monthly income, as it were. I suppose it does come daily, doesn't it? It comes overnight. But yeah, just to help me buy until I figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. I might turn that off in the future, get myself a milk tanker and sell it that way. But the automatic milk sale mod is a very helpful thing, I must admit. But yeah, what do you think? I really quite like just the way it's kind of in places it's cobbled together with just sheets of this corrugated metal. I absolutely love that. I really do. But yeah. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be considered money makers, won't you? You lot. As long as I keep you fed and watered and all that. Well, I suppose I don't need to do the water with these lot, do I? Just the straw and the food, but that's one thing I do need to address. Because I've got I think we've got about 300,000 litres of loose grass in the silo. I now need to consider and figure out a way of turning that into total mixed ration. Having a look at some mods, maybe there's something I can place down that I can tip that grass into that will turn it to silage. Aside from that, getting a bunker, I suppose that is the next option, isn't it? I could just get a bunker, place a bunker down and move it all from there into the bunker and then cover it and go from there. I suppose that's the next thing. But then that means buying a feed mixer and the expense involved in that. So I'm going to have to consider all these things for the near future. But tell you what, let me just jump into construction mode very quickly and just show you it from above. So what do you think? This is the kind of idea I had in my mind. As I say, you know, cow barn nestled into the trees, and it just kind of looks... I like to think it looks like it's been there a while. Yeah, really quite happy with it, if I'm honest. And as I say, I've only got 10 cows for now. I didn't want to completely empty the bank account, so I'll just put 10 in there for now, and we'll see how we go. But yeah, progress, everyone, I feel. We're finally getting somewhere. We've very briefly had a 6-figure bank account. Obviously, I do now. There's the collectibles that are on the map at 5,000 a piece. There's 50 of them in total. I have no problem with collectibles. And if any of you watch my Court Farm series, you'll know that I got them all. I found a few, and I was happy picking them up one by one when I saw them. And then I decided, you know what? No, let's just go and let's focus and do this. And I spent a good few hours whizzing around, finding them all, getting them all, and then turning the money into tractors. I think that's what I did, and fields. And I have no problem doing that with this save as well. I know some people do find collectibles a bit cheaty, but I don't. They're on the map. Giants have put them in the map. They're there. I mean, and it's a one-time thing, isn't it? So, again, I'm happy to pick them up, find them, and benefit from them. It's only a one-time thing, isn't it? So, once you've got them over and done with, that's it. But yeah, there we go. I'm really quite happy with that. Sorry to repeat myself, but yeah, awesome stuff. Right, well, I think I'm going to call it here for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've been quite busy today. We've got a bit done. We've, as you know, we've harvested the red beets. We've got them out the ground and all them sorted, so that's good. We've sold the machinery, so there's going to be no more of that going on for now, anyway. And yeah, we've done a couple of contracts, earned a couple of quid from that. Found a couple of collectibles. And now we have our cow barn. So progress is in good form, I feel. So thanks all of you for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun and a bit interesting. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel. And giving the video a like, of course, if you have liked it. And as always, there is a handful of links in the video description below with my promo code, as I am a Giants partner. If any of you are in the market for a DLC, a season pass, an add-on, or even the full game itself, and you fancy helping a content creator out at the same time, I would be massively appreciative. So, thanks again for your time, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in episode 7.